get ready for work, y'all. Ha ha. Great Raw isn't. Great Raw isn't. Look, the cameras don't look so bad. I gotta tie my shoe, y'all. Y'all get started. Start walking if you're walking wall to wall. If you're sitting in your chair, kicking your feet, you can start doing that. My next pair of sneakers is gonna be Velcro. How old was I when I learned to tie my shoe? About 2 or 3. The way my mother kind of speedways us through. If I had Velcro, I'd be done by now. So, say what you will, man. I think I said something to my daughter. She said, "Oh, that's for old people." I was like, "Okay, and?" Okay, and? What that mean to me? I know I would swoop this right away. Old people gotta take their time seriously. Oh, shoot, look at this thing came all the way down. I went to reach for it and there was nothing there. All right. You don't see that? That could have been a viral. I twist this on and off so much that I literally twisted it off. Push it back up. Great riding, y'all. Oh boy. Sorry, YouTube. I just looked over and saw you. This is why. Won't nobody see me if I'm stooping low. It's like, oh yeah. We see you, we see you. Hey, whew. So I was able to do the running around yesterday. And that was lovely. And I gotta tell you, sinuses and stuff been kicking up. Fall is fall, honey. Whew. The worst sinus and everything. Hey, Great Rod isn't. Thanks for coming on the wall. Thanks for subscribing, y'all. Thanks for liking it. Thanks for commenting. Good morning, Diane. Hey, Canada. And here we are. You know we don't walk on Saturday and Sundays. We don't walk Saturdays anymore because, oh, I know what's going on with me. We don't walk Saturdays anymore because we walk 45 minutes during the week. So we don't need to do any Saturday walk. And then we don't walk on holidays because we do 45 minutes a week. And there's time from that bank, 45-minute a week bank, to be put on holidays. So I was trained like that from working out in the gym. If you say you're going to put in X amount of hours, you do it. You know, if you say Monday through Friday, yourself will forgive yourself. If indeed you don't, do it consecutively. But you got to get those hours in. You know, you say, oh, I'll exercise 7 o'clock Monday to Friday. And then something happens. And you have to do that 45 minutes at a different time. You know? You just go for it. You just go for a different time. You still get the hours in. It's like work. But I know some people, they're more dedicated and they do that more towards work than towards exercising. So I totally understand that. I can tell when it's getting close to that 5-minute mark because, and start off, the struggle is real. The struggle is real. But at 5 minutes, then it's easy peasy putting the pie. I'm supposed to be going to this fancy pants thing tomorrow with my daughter. Oh, I know what I was thinking about in the bathroom, which got me running a little late. You know, one thing I noticed, and that's how I can tell if I'm dealing with someone who has addictive issues. People with addictive issues, even alcoholism, speak in past tense. They always had good jobs. They always had money. They always had a car. They always had a license. They always had a place to live. They always had. And you say, oh, well, what do you have now? They'll tell you what they had. Because they don't have it now. That's the addiction. That's the alcoholism. And they always, they say, how could you tell? How you could tell? I was like, just through conversation. They're not talking about work now and people on their job. Because they had that. They had that. And it's okay for them to live in the had world. But y'all see my shirt, Governor Stacey Abrams? I was thinking about that too this morning. I was like, okay, I want to run to Georgia. I said I wouldn't basically see my sister. I would rent a private detective to find her and where she lived, because no one's ever told me that. How did I find out? It was, I don't know. I've in my family, I've produced plays, I've raised my daughter, I've moved. I moved and learned to survive, as I say, the wealthiest town in America, Greenwich, Connecticut. And my daughter graduated from the high school, and I managed to do all of that and produce my shows and get them in at legendary venues, the Village Gate, Henry Street Settlement. I produce shows, I produce my own plays, but in cult world, what you're born into in the cult, you stay at, unless you got a lot of money. If you're a bastard in the cult, and two, you donate a lot of money, then you're a valuable member, a follower, a parishioner, a fine, upstanding citizen. But if you can't hand out that cash and them ties like that, then you're just like a bastard that, needs their help. So, I haven't had that relationship, a good relationship, because I wasn't allowed to, because, even though I was doing all those things, in my family's eyes, that's not how it was. So I didn't have addresses, I didn't have telephone numbers. It was always, what do you want to call them for? What do you want to call them about? If I had a good reason to tell my mother, my father and stepmother why I want to reach out to my sisters and them, then they would release the telephone number. Then I would call them, and they're like, oh, hi. I said, oh, hi, how you doing? Oh, so what you been up to? And I was like, okay, all right. I see we can't do that. And that's how it would go. And then I just didn't have their phone numbers. I didn't know where they live. I didn't have their addresses. I didn't have anything. I didn't know anything about them. Though I was in constant contact with my sperm donor and my stepmother. They never spoke of me in no real positive terms. I wasn't married. I had a child I was living. Not that I was a writer, published author, none of those things. A producer, a song arranger, none of those things. I was a bastard and divorced my husband, and I was raising my daughter. So I didn't have any contact, like, I wasn't invited for Thanksgiving dinner. I was told, oh, you can just drop over. Let me tell you how you're treated when you drop over. Okay, Thanksgiving dinner. Nobody invited you, but you're going to drop over because your family's for you to drop over. Oh, I didn't know you was coming. Oh, could it be because you didn't invite me? And if I would say that, because there's some years I've said, oh, because you didn't invite me. You don't have to be invited. You can just come over. But then it goes into the problem with me is, and what's wrong with me is, and how I ain't going to be able to succeed at Wow Wow Woo is, so I stopped. I didn't get phone calls saying come over. And if I call to say, hey, what y'all doing? Oh, well, I'm going to go do so-and-so. Why may do this and this? You're never invited. And then I'll say, why was I invited? You don't have to be invited. You don't have to be invited. You just come. I'm like, calm down. Everybody else invited. But I don't need no invitation. The butt and the kickball don't never need an invitation. They don't need an invitation. They never did. So I just went on. No, never invited. I didn't know. I think I got phone numbers because I found my brother's old phone number book. And I called him and he was surprised. And I spoke to him for about 3 months before I dared to say, hey, can I have so-and-so's phone number? And he said, okay. And I was like, oh, okay. And I said, oh, okay. So I didn't feel. And I don't connect to family. And this is on both sides. I wish I was just talking one side. It's both sides. I wish I was talking one side. Now on the other side, the two my mother had, They would come over. I'm cooking. They would come over and have a good time. Eat up everything, do whatever, and just leave. They had a real good time. They're glad I cooked so much. They're glad I did so much. But again, even though the success I had, they didn't never see that. Left out of funerals. They would forget to tell me. You mean I didn't tell you? Weddings. That's on both sides. I only went to one wedding. My sister's niece. No other weddings was I even invited to. And that's on both sides. But in culture, you're relegated. You're relegated. But honey, we did good. Like I said, got myself into a real wealthy town, raised my daughter, did my aunts, produced my plays, did my volunteer, taught her volunteerism, what she needed to do to get into a college, to make her life good, and we made our life. And we made our life. And then, I was telling you, I started off talking about junkies. And they stay in the past. And I was like, y'all have a future. You're going to get another car. You're going to get another job. You're going to get this. You're going to get that. And it doesn't happen. Because they live in pastime paradise. So that's how I can always spot it. But they say, how do you know? How do you know? I was like, just by the conversation. Yes, indeed. Like, comment, share. Please like, comment, share. Subscribe. Look how fast we got through this. But I always march to a beat of a different drum. And the fact that I've lived so long. I know people say, oh, 64, I'm just like a baby. But for me, when my folks was dying in their 30s, I have outlived them. Very easily. As somewhat of a lone wolf. And I'm all right with that. But it made me stronger. And this is why I wake up and I walk and I take care of myself. I think in my head, people get sick who have people to take care of them. And people who don't have people to take care of them, they make it their business to stay healthy. Because they know that. Because they know that. Ain't nobody gonna be sitting by the bed, crying for them, whipping it. Look. I've done very few emergency more with my daughter than anybody else, I can tell you. Always just been me and her. And when I've had hospital thing, it has been me. So that's why I walk every day. You don't get it. That's why I'm happy to be exercising. That's why I don't like to call days anymore. I say 45 minutes to y'all. But if I didn't have to give a time for y'all, I would say, I'm just walking until I get tired. Now I'm going to turn off the cameras and I'm going to go give me something to eat and lay down. Because I owe my body that. Because that's who's been with me. I do. I look at these videos with these people and see now, I'm like, please, even if I sit down in the corner somewhere I get older and just have a talk to myself, it would be such a great conversation. Such a great conversation. Yes, people say, like now. Y'all know at this point, we take a 20-minute break. Not a 20-minute break. We're at the 20-minute point, and we take a little break. Don't listen to me, but listen to me. We take a water break now at the 20-minute mark. And then we come back, we do the 25, and that's how we do this. And thank you for coming on the walk. Like, comment, share. Tell a friend, tell an auntie, tell a cousin, tell an uncle. And if you love yourself, definitely join in on the walk. Because this little walk keeps you so strong and healthy. Just for me, I'm walking. Thank you for the company. I'm walking, I'm walking, I'm walking, I'm walking. So happy to be walking, happy to be walking. Thank you for the company. Walking, yes indeed, I'm walking. Oh yeah, just for me, I'm walking. Thank you for the company. I'm walking, I'm walking, I'm walking, I'm walking. So happy to be walking, happy to be walking. Thank you for the company. Walking, yes indeed, I'm walking. Oh yeah, just for me, I'm walking. Thank you for the company. I'm walking. Hey now, hey now. I'm walking. So happy to be walking. Happy to be walking. I want to tell you something. That music director has stepped up her game. There is not a moment that we've had auditory problems. Yeah, so that's what I'm telling y'all why I walk. If you have a lot of people like, oh, you say, oh, I have to go to the doctor's appointment. I might say, oh, yeah, I'll go with them, I'll go with them. Then you go. And if you know it's just you and you say, well, I could sit in the doctor's office, I could be at the park, I could be at the library. My favorite place to be. Oh, I was thinking about that this morning. I was so happy when I decided, I was so happy when the library started opening up on Sunday. I was in Greenwich, Connecticut. I remember. They didn't have a bus service, but they had Sunday hours. And I was close enough before I would have to get the car to go to the library when it wasn't Sunday. But when I found out that they opened on Sunday, and I could walk there, I don't know what came first, the fact that I knew that they were open on Sundays and I was happy, or that I had moved closer and I was able to walk the mile and a half. It was probably the fact that I had moved closer and I could walk the mile and a half. So I would go to the library twice a month. And I would take these bags, and one bag I would get for books for my daughter, for young adults. And the other bag I would get for me, adult books and audio cassettes. They didn't have CDs then. We had the audio cassettes. And I would pack them up and in backpack. I would use my daughter's backpack, and I had one. And I would bundle them up, and I would walk back home with all our books and reading materials for the week. If I knew I would be back over that way when the buses were running, I would get us a DVD. Foreign, because we'd have to read subtitles. Everything I got her was to educate her. So, the subtitles. And I was so happy. And then, when the bus service started on Sundays, and I could coordinate it, then she and my daughter and I, we were at the library on Sundays. I loved it. I loved it. I loved sitting in chairs, going through magazines. I mean, we would stay, it was from 1 to 5, I believe, 1 to 5. And we would be standing at the door, waiting. We'd be waiting for the library to open. And we would just have a great afternoon. A great Sunday afternoon. It was perfect. And you don't have to deal with all these titles and labels and the way people do things. You know. But it's something when things are made clear to you, because you go through your life blaming yourself for it. It took me a long time to realize it. When I lived in Greenwich, I think my 2 nephews, they came to Greenwich with me because I was teaching them how to drive. I taught them how to drive. I bought a car for my daughter. And I said, well, let me get everybody up here to teach them how to drive. And they came to Greenwich, Connecticut. Then when I was producing my play in Bridgeport, well, I have to tell you all that story. The actors and actresses and the folks wasn't showing up. We had did maybe a good 3 weeks setting everything up. You know, we broke it down to the acting crew, the set, the publicity crew, and different things like that. Anyway, they stopped showing up for rehearsal. So I said to Donna, so I'm going to get my nephews, because I had already put them in my production at the Village Gate. They weren't at the Henry Street Settlement, but they were in the production at the Village Gate. So I called my sisters, and I contacted them, and they said yes. And they came up to Connecticut, and the minute I introduced them, because the play is mothers and sons, so she had 3 sons, so soon I was getting ready to boot 2 sons out, because they was acting like they didn't want to come to rehearsal, they didn't want to do anything. So the minute my nephew showed up and I introduced them as understudies, we had no more absentees, we had no more latenesses. They wanted to make sure my nephews did not get into anything. While we're doing this, we're from Bridgeport. And no, this is before they came up, when I called my sister. And she said, oh, well, Stevens, I think she said in Staten Island, he was over there in jail. And now I'm shocked. I'm like, what? What jail? He was stealing a beeper for someone else. But she said, oh, he stole a beeper. And I'm like, what are you talking about? You said he had a beeper. Why would he steal? Oh, he stole it for his friend. So I said, would you please just go over there and get him? She said, I'm not going over there and get him. She said, that's what he wants to do. And I said, no, would you please go over there and get him? And when you walk into the jail cell, they open the gate, the door for you to walk in, and you see him, just take his head and slam it into the wall. And then tell him, come on home. I said, and since he ain't going to school, treat him like, she wasn't working. Treat him like you did when he was a little child in kindergarten. Take him to school and pick him up. Since he don't know how to act. And that's how they wound up coming up to Bridgeport. Because I felt there was a cry for attention. And what do you need to cry for attention for? I got a whole freaking stage for you. I have a built-in audience for you. Anyway, it worked out that they came up. And the kids were so good. They never missed rehearsal. Everything went off without a hitch. As long as my two nephews showed up. And they just like showing up because there was a lot of pretty girls. And they were prepared because they had done the play before. So they knew the parts. So they had a real good time. It worked. And we did the play for 2 nights. At the McGivney Center. It's still there. It's still there. Wild times, wild times. Wild times in the play world. So that's what I did. That's what I did for me. I wrote my screenplays and I did my plays. And I said, you know what? I'm going to do me. How can I teach my daughter that you don't go around begging for people's acceptance? You go about your life. You set your dreams, you set your goals, and you go for them. And if you focus on people hurting you, then you're not going to have a pretty productive life. If you say that's something I can't change, I can't change the way that was and the way that is. I can't change that. But what I did was live in it. And thrive and be successful in my art. Well, I said all that to say, I want to go to Georgia. I want to go to Black Wall Street. I went to Tulsa, Oklahoma. Yes, I took my hand and rubbed it on the crack. I was like, ooh, give me. Give me the spirit of Tulsa, Oklahoma, Black Wall Street. And then I've been seeing YouTube videos, because y'all know I'm on there. thousands of videos. And they did a tour of it. And I was like, boy, I want to go do that. And then I said the old lady's game. And I said, I want to do that. And then I'll look up my sister from afar. Send her some flowers or something. I mean, she won't know. Family will know. Maybe send some fruit. And then go to the old lady game. I am not visiting an enslavement compound. I'm not doing that. I'm not visiting that. Y'all can call it plantation, but enslavement implies compound, almost prison, almost jail, but definitely a compound. I don't go with the pretty bird. Oh, it was a plantation. It was a enslavement encampment. And the enslaved in your camp labored for you in the fields. They planted and they harvested for you. But they were captives. They were enslaved. So I don't want to go see no enslavement compound. I wouldn't go and visit, so to say, Azkaban. But y'all know that's J.K. Rowling. What is that? Alcatraz. I wouldn't go see that. Why would I want to go see where people were kept in cages? I don't understand. So I wouldn't go see the plantation in Georgia. But like I said, I had girlfriends that moved down there. So I'd probably hook up with them. I probably wouldn't stay nothing more than a couple of days. But just as chance that Governor Stacey Abrams and I'll feel like I'll have less of a chance of being strung up by a redneck. If she's in office, I'll think, in my own mind, I'll think, well, she has relegated those meth heads to the hollers and the hills. They up there brewing up meth and moonshine and carrying on, and they can stay right there. They should be mad enough to stay up there. And then I'll feel free enough to see some more sights. See, oh! You know what I meant to tell y'all? Tyler Perry's studio. I want to walk through that. If you ever read my book, Tell the Truth and Shame the Devil, if you want an African theme park, I described a whole part in the theme park that had a theater studio. Yes, I did. Thanks for coming on the walk. Yes. It's in my book, Tell the Truth and Shame the Devil, if you want Africans in America theme park. Oh, yes. I was trying to read something that came up. Oh, I don't know what that is. I don't know if I'm supposed to get rid of it, if it's robots or what it is. But I got to read it afterwards. Anyway. So I can't wait to see those studios because I described that in the book. And it's a section of the theme park. Can't think of it right now, but it's the production studios. So I can't wait to take a tour through his Tyler Perry's studio lot. To me, I would say, oh my God, oh my God. So, Stacey Abrams for governor. Stacey Abrams for governor. So, I want to go to Georgia. Yeah, maybe I'll dig up the book and I'll find the chapter. It's just a little, they call it pamphlet, but it's a little chapter on production studios. Black owned, black, we're African American owned, African American ran production studio. So when I heard that Tyler Perry built one or was building and has built one in Georgia, I was like, I gotta get to Georgia. But I can't go down there to be chasing shot like like Ahmed Aubrey. I ain't coming down there for them, honey. I ain't coming down there playing around with y'all in them red states. But I feel that I think I'll be safer if she was in governor. She was a governor. Quite frankly, I'm not going down if she ain't. So even as wonderful as all that seemed, I ain't going down there. Mm-mm. I ain't going down there. Whew. So, here we are. Yes. Love yourself. Tell your truth. And that's what makes you free. And definitely loving yourself. And vote, Georgia. Vote, y'all. I got things I want to come to Georgia and see. Y'all know I'm going west. Next year, February. I'll be going west. But I want to go see Georgia for a hot minute. Like I said, I pinpointed it. Tyler Perry Studios, Old Lady Gang. Oh, I'm getting comments and stuff. Get out of here. Hey, I don't know what they are. I don't know how nice they are. Sometimes my truth and reality don't mix with other people. Especially if they see theirs differently. But yes, let's do these fingers. And we're doing weights. Because we don't come back. Thanks for coming on the walk. I don't know, I'm seeing a lot of stuff. Wow. Wow, people are commenting on YouTube. Whoa. I never saw those many comments. I hope they're good. Wow. Is that something? Usually people are sleeping. I'm glad to have the comments. Okay, let me tell you all right fast. When I worked at the telephone company, I told you we had to take information operator. It was a Saturday. And I'm sitting there. And a call comes through and my name was Silva. I said, Silva speaking, may I help you? And I hear this little baby voice say, minute. And I think to myself, oh, how cute. Trying to call information. And in my head I'm saying, she probably have an immigrant mother that can't speak any English. So I say to the caller, I said, honey, can you speak up a little bit? I can't hear what you're saying. And she said, And I said, oh man, honey, I don't understand what you're saying. I'm trying to help you, but I don't know what phone number you want. I said, can you tell me again? And the caller said, can I take salt and pour it on your pussy and eat it? And I hung up that phone so fast. And again, I was like, they are going to fire me. So I lifted my head and looked around. And thank goodness nobody was listening to me. So I hope them comments was good. I can't read them. But I hope they're good. Anyway, okay. I'll see them. I don't know if I can see them afterwards or how that works. I'll have to figure it out. Okay, tuck in the elbow. Not all the way up and not all the way down. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 1 good look. Here we go. Tuck in the elbow. Do 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 1 for good luck. I think when I do my water segment, I'm going to have to get closer or find a way to bring my YouTube thing closer because I think they're talking to me. Oh my God. Oh, I try not to use that word. Oh my goodness. A year and a half and people are just like me. I always get like Diane. She comes through. Oh, our illustrator who walks with us, Ezo. And a few kisses and stuff. But this is nice. Like I said, I hope it's nice because some comments, they really get thick and I don't have what they call a moderator. So I may have to turn off my comments if they thick. Because then YouTube will get mad at me so they hear. I hear tell. I just, I'm a YouTube listener long before I started being a subscriber. So, from what I heard and listened to, I don't have a moderator. I'm going to have to cut off my comments. Because they could be saying, oh, shut up, old lady, and walk is over with. They could be saying that. Thanks for coming on the walk. Let me see. I don't know how you get comments back. All I know how to get on here and... Okay, top. There's a top chat. Oh, Creative Shop. Oh, Izzo, hey. Oh, my resident illustrator came over YouTube. Because she probably wanted to design my t-shirt for I'm Walking. And I've been meaning to call her. Sorry, y'all, I'm drinking. I'm trying to see the comments. Someone's listening. Let's go. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, I like this. I like this. Thank you, too. Of course, Facebook. But let's knock out this water. We don't walk on Saturdays. We used to. Y'all see where it is, right? Yeah, like, comment, share, subscribe. Thank you so much, Creative. Oh, I have to come down and then look at it. Let me take this water. Let's do the water because I don't want to lose it. Thanks for your support. Wow. Yeah. I thought I saw Ezo. How she know? In my head, I was saying, I'm gonna get Ezo to make a picture of me, not of me, but an emblem that I can put. I'm gonna try many things for I'm walking. I didn't say it to nobody. It was just up in my head, and there's something right there. Yes, indeed, I'm walking, I'm walking, just I'm walking, I'm walking. Thank you for the company. I put a little bit more lemon in it. God, I have to see what's going on. I'm so happy. Let's see. I don't know how to see them afterwards. I'm trying. I'm trying to see the live chat. I don't think I'm doing a good job. So, okay, here we go. Thank you, Creative Art Shop. Thank you. Hey, Creative Art Shop, I need an emblem for my t-shirt. I need an emblem for walking. Wow. How strange is that? I didn't mention anything to y'all about me designing the t-shirt, but up here, I was saying, I was like, I want to get like 5 t-shirts of walking that I can wear. And look there. Thanks for the love. And thanks, that's what I want. Okay, let me do this. I'm walking, I'm walking, I'm walking, I'm walking. So happy to be walking, happy to be walking. Thank you for the company. Whew. We don't walk on Saturdays no more. I'll meet you back up here on Monday. I'm going to try to schedule on FB. And, of course, no problem scheduling. Thanks for the love, YouTube. Oh, it's good to be loved. I'm walking, I'm walking, I'm walking, I'm walking. So happy to be walking. Look, I'm doing all this drinking. Getting on and off. I didn't turn this off. I said, yo, I ain't going viral for no bad stuff. Yes, indeed, I'm walking, I'm walking, yes, I'm walking, I'm walking. Thank you for the company. I'm walking, I'm walking, I'm walking, I'm walking. So happy. Put a little too much lemon in it. Oh, too much lemon. That's the beautiful thing about this age. You can tell yourself you enjoy it. Thank you, Creative Art Shop. Yes. Thank you for coming on the walk. Hey, Facebook, thanks for coming on the walk. Like, comment, share, tell a friend, Creative Art Shop, please, on my YouTube, message me. Thank you. Have a great weekend. I'll see you on Monday at 7 a.m.